I only bought, I went to the art store and I just bought the burnt umber and the ultramarine blue because it's just going to be very monochromatic beginning to the painting, and I'm just going to push between a little bit of warm, a little bit of cool, and not even that much. But then later today, I'm going to do the digital part of it and talk about how how I start to introduce color digitally, both actually with a black and white digital painting, because I have to start very monochromatic. And I have to, it has to be about shape and value. And I don't introduce color until I feel like I've actually got a good composition just good shapes, good silhouettes, good play of the pattern, the rhythm of the black and white, the values in the piece. And then I start to add color, because otherwise color just sends me into a spiral of depression and napping. So I have to treat myself with kid gloves. And I'm actually pretty good at being easy on me. So yeah, the color, and then later on, if you're interested, the digital, and then adding color digitally. And tweaking things. I'm not going to get very far in an hour. I'll try. And so I'll just get started. So I have my brown, my blue, and white, titanium white. And I just have linseed oil. I have a little bit of mineral spirits, but I don't. I normally just paint with the linseed oil and just straight, because I've become a little bit more paranoid of like any kind of solvent evaporates, and if you're working with it a lot every day, you would be getting actually standing at an easel is better, because all the solvents evaporate while you're painting and they go up. When you work over something, gotta talk to Greg Manchester, because that's him. He's always like on his drafting table working over it. So just toxicities. But linseed oil, I mean, you could probably eat that if you wanted. So I don't recommend it. I kind of mix it up so that this is a very cool, almost black. It's not quite, a little muddy, dark gray. It's a little cool gray because I got more blue in it, just ever so slightly. And what I'll do is I'll mix one of it, grab more of the brown, and I'll mix one with that's going to be a dark, but a little bit more brown, earthy color. So we can go back and forth a little bit as I talked about that cool and warm. All right, and Filbert. It sounds like a nice name. It's like a best friend. Filbert. No, that's a comic strip, isn't it? No. Gilbert. Dilbert. Thank you. It's just a filbert. I'm going to draw with it, basically, with the paint. I have an old sketch here, an old digital just playing around, and I'm just going to use that as reference to, instead of just pulling everything out of my head, I'll have a little bit of a, just something, a guideline, and I'll just get going. Oh, I'm using the linseed oil. I just dip my brush into it and make a little bit of a soup. Procrastinate as much as you can. Has the dog been let out? Do you need to go to the bathroom? The idea is, this goes back to drawing, is the idea of a simple, quick idea of finding your big, broad shapes, just to start knocking them in without thinking about detail, because it's not about detail. You just want the big, broad shapes. It's like one of my great friends, great artist, Brent Watkinson. He's like, a puzzle for a stupid guy. Big, big, or puzzles for a 3-year-old. Big, simple pieces fit together, especially in the beginning. And then we go to the medium-sized pieces, and then see, talking can be procrastinating. I should do. It's the gesture right now.
Are you taking questions from?
Yeah, I can. Yep. I do get quiet because I just do. I don't know. I'm not used to talking to myself because I'm a sane person.
Is it going south already?
It's going south already. Yeah. I draw little birds flying. What am I going to do? Sorry. So yeah, I guess it's going to get quiet if you don't ask questions. And I don't have a favorite color. They're all awesome. I'm so glad we got the mic on because this wouldn't have worked out. I've been screaming at you. They're all my favorite. Yes. Well, I would probably have worked it out a lot more in the drawing compositional thumbnail stage, and then gotten reference. And I never got reference for this, so that's a whole nother discussion. I mean, I'm a big believer in reference, and it's not just a believer. You need to get reference. You know, it's very important. Real life is way weirder than your imagination. But I would probably like have projected the drawing or transferred a drawing down on the board before. But here, you know, it's when I just sit down to play around in oil paints, this is it. You know, why not? I don't want to. Just want to move things around and move my arm around, move the paint around, have fun, because that is the fun part to me. You know, once I just, you know, I get things I think in about the right area, and there's even a gesture for something that's going to come in later, and I'll even put those values. I start to think more about the broader values of the hair, the cast shadows, the form shadows, and I can really roughly just, there's not a lot of thought to it yet, but just knocking them in. And those are, again, those big puzzle shapes. That's another nice thing about working monochromatically is I don't have to worry so much about my brushes having the wrong color in them or anything like that. Cleaning them up. I could have done this earlier by just wiping in a ground, but I mean, it's neither here nor there how you want to work. So could have just wiped in a bunch of the paint. This just as, kind of like this is the ground to work into, or here I just, just started to knock in the shapes, and now I'm just kind of putting in a ground anyways, but moving around the shapes a little bit. There's no real right or wrong in terms of process. It's about what you're comfortable with, or what's going to make you happy, or what works best for you. Phew. That had to be on the mic. That's great. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, I guess there's no need. It's just that there is a need in the sense that it's nice to have an original, and I feel like, working digitally, I don't get to stand here and move my arm around. I sit down at the desk and make little movements, and this is, it's nice to stand up and if you had a bigger canvas even to make those movements. You have an original. I think this is more, the outcome of the work is more honest because it's direct. It is. It's not a zeros and ones and then someone else is programming from zeros and ones in a different programming language and then taking those algorithms into another program that interprets them into a faux oil brush. So many layers removed. I love working digitally because there's also the positive sides to it, but there's nothing like painting traditionally. Mm-hmm.
Tell me what the circle over his head is.
Well, you won't find out yet.
Spoilers.
You don't really know yet.
Do you know yet?
Yes. Yes. Hmm? Oh, I have to change my password now? Yeah, I don't really need the spring of the canvas. It's not that I dislike it, but I like the firmness of the panel. This is, I shouldn't say, it's just a really soft watercolor brush really that I don't have any paint in. I'm just, because I put things in but not specifically, and I just want to like move them around because I can, you kind of obscure passages, and then you can get those happy mistakes, or you can get some more subtle midtones that I haven't mixed yet, basically, but just by kind of blending all these colors on the canvas a little bit, get some different edges. What do you mean? Not so much. Nowadays, I mostly, if I'm working on an illustration, I'm mostly working on digitally, not oil painting and bringing it into the computer. And now it didn't have, there's some white in the paint in the background just to put in a value, but now I'm mixing some white into, these neutrals, and I'm going to start bringing in some of the local color, or local value with more opaque paint. I'm running out of time, right? Oh, okay. So basically, just get a chance to work more wet into wet paint and have lots of fun accidents with certain edges and blending. And as I'm working this white in as a more opaque layers into this wash of the brown neutral. You guys are being so quiet.
You talked about like holding up layers of pieces. Are these that you're laying in now all going to get covered up with pieces or all out of that?
Yeah, it will. Some of it will come through. Some of it would over a longer period of time start to get painted over again, thought about again in terms of what, you know, if it's in the right place or the right value and the right color. But right now, yeah, it's just, you know, now it's medium size, you know, some are smaller than that, but just trying to, at the stage, especially with the time that we have, try to get the character of the guy in instead of, you know, just he's not there yet. So I'm kind of moving a little faster than I would, you know. And
This layer is sort of a map.
it's not really a map. I mean, it can function that way. That's not a problem. It's just more exploration in terms of value and brushstroke and direction. And it's nothing that specific about the process. It just kind of grows and evolves. And the reason, I guess, this gets down to it, so I get lost pretty easy, and I could get frustrated pretty darn easy as well. So not having, I can only handle this kind of warm, cool bit of color in the beginning when I'm trying to find, you know, trying to find the painting, trying to find the feel that I want, the gesture, the expression. So it's, you know, that's why I limit my options basically with color, is so that I don't have too many variables to deal with. Several. So you can go back and forth, and that's the same with the digital as well. I mean, that's kind of the nature of working as an illustrator, anyways. Is you have to have several jobs going at the same time, or you just wouldn't make a living. What time is it? What time is it?
12:41.
Yes. Huh? Patient? Oh, I don't think I have. But thanks for the vote of confidence. I guess, I don't know. See, I think this way that I'm painting is so kind of actually quick and non-directional that I'm not actually that patient. It's more, I get a lot of, you cover a lot of area pretty quickly, but it's not supposed to be precise, so that's okay. And I do get impatient. I do. I'm not that patient, I guess.
How is it going? Are you happy with it?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Is it going to be on sale? I don't know that it's going to. I have 20 minutes to make something that wouldn't be embarrassing. So I don't know. I actually didn't block him in that well. His chin and stuff is a little shorter. So we'll make him older and he's got dentures. They're not in right now. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't time myself. I guess I'm probably afraid that I'll find out I'm making $1 an hour or something like that. No, she's asking if I go to a professional to have them take a picture of it, but I do it myself. I'm a professional. I have a nice camera, and I have the lights. I have lights, but digital cameras even do white point balance now for you anyway, so it doesn't even matter the temperature of your lights. You just have it evenly lit. Damn it. I am messing up their table. He said I could. I'm getting paint all over their nice white vinyl. Normally I'm like, don't, you're making me nervous. There's no questions. I do sometimes. It depends on where I'm at in the painting. Sometimes it just gets in the way, or if it's music that's going to make you think in some way, but I do, but not always. It's not super important to me. Synthetic brushes. They're cheap and they work great. Long time ago. Dope. Just roll the brush into the paint. I'm getting to that stage where I want to wipe something out. And I always do it. Always do it. And it happens at home a lot too. But I won't. You don't have the time. This is what we want to hear. I was fishing for that, and you went for it. Good. Sometimes you have to wipe things out. You have to kill your babies, is what George Pratt would always say. I like landscapes. I don't paint them much, but I do like landscapes. Huh? What approved?
Bowls of fruit.
Bowls of fruit. Yeah, well, Cezanne just, he did it. Can't, there's nothing else after Cezanne, so. Or maybe Van Gogh.
What are you using? Is it titanium?
Titanium white, yep.
At what stage of the painting do you start adding more color?
This would probably dry. I could add a little bit more color now. I'd probably start with a burnt sienna and a yellow ochre, but after it dries, then I get even a little more brave and start adding more color.
So do you do the color in place or
No,
paint over?
same kind of thing, same process. Yeah, painting over, painting into. I'd probably wet the whole canvas with a kind of a neutral glaze of something like this, kind of get it all like couching and it's called couching in the beginning when blank board, and then 10-minute warning, okay, and then I just start working into it the same way that I'm doing here. I'm making some clunky moves here. But I could fix it. Why? Because I have to. Nobody would have known. Somebody would have known. I would have been called out. John, you call yourself a painter? It's like my nightmares. John, you're a hack. No. That's right. I was showing you that you don't need to be perfect. Wouldn't want to put that pressure on you. Yeah, anybody could paint perfectly. I choose to paint imperfectly. Now I'm like, okay, 7 minutes. Damn it. I really messed up his nose. Okay, we got what, 5 minutes? 4 minutes? 3, 2, 1. Hi, Irene.
We're going to have to wrap up so we can set up for the next event.
Okay. All right. Do I have like 1 minute?
1 minute.
Okay, here it is.
It's not me, it's Sheena who's told me, oh my God, Charles has still got a giant group of people around him. So,
Okay. Okay. 1 minute. Then it's all of a sudden going to be amazing. Pressure's on. Bless you. Well, I guess we're just going to have to be okay with that. And then we'll move on to the digital later. Hope you join me there. I could paint until Jim tackles me and then... Huh? Well, guys, I mean, if you want to come up, I'll get out of the way. And just where we're at. All right, watch out for your, I don't want you to get dirty. You can come on up. Okay, you guys are welcome. You guys are welcome.